Good morning, y'all. So today I really want to talk to you about something that I feel like we do so easily and don't even realize it, and it's corruptive talk. But you probably don't call it that because the simpler term is gossiping. And it's so normal in today's culture where we just talk about people. And one thing that I try to do or try to check myself about is making sure that when I'm speaking about someone or speaking of a situation, I share the positive things. And then on top of that, if there is something negative, I try to turn it into constructive criticism instead of merely gossiping about someone in a negative way. So, what I want to use as a reference today is Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. Now, just as I was saying earlier, when it comes to making sure that you're not gossiping, this verse explicitly states that in the beginning, where it's saying, don't let that corruptive talk come out of your mouth. Too many times, it's easy to join in on what is bad. Bad news spreads faster than anything else. And it's like that's the mentality that we live in. We love bad news. We love anything negative. We have whole magazine racks in the grocery stores that are called the gossip columns. Like that is really a thriving industry where people go around and they talk about things that may not necessarily be negative, but they're not highlighting good, positive things about people's lives. And I know when people come to me with negative things, I try to spin it so that, I let that person know, well, did you take an opportunity to pray for someone? And like, we are a community of people who I believe truly lacks in their prayer life, where we are quick to try to solve something on our own. We're quick to try to talk about something with someone who may not even have a positive contribution to what you have going on. Or we're quick to, just go to some other external resource. But we forget to go back to the unlimited resource, the resource that has created us the ability to access other resources, which is God. And you start there with your prayer life and you say, this is what's going to solve a lot of my problems. So for me, I cast my burdens on God because I don't want to have to deal with them on my own strength. God gives me strength. So I don't have to sit up here and say, let me go even gossip about myself because I'm not in a place where I feel like I can do anything on my own or man can help me do something better than God can. Because God's going to lead me to where I need to go to solve the problem that I have. So when it comes to other people and the problems that they may have, I take that opportunity if someone may come to me and I'll say, hey, let's see what we can do in a positive way instead. Especially when you talk about like work environments or when you talk about certain social settings where people just kind of dismiss the fact that you have this truth and this kingdom building opportunity that you could share instead of helping someone else tear down someone who you may not even know the full situation about. So, what God has called me to do is to really promote prayer before anything else. So when someone comes to you with a gossiping mentality or they come to you gossiping about something that is going on, I would truly beckon you to take that as an opportunity to pray with that person about their own lack of discipline when it comes to using their tongue. But then also pray for the person who they have something negative to say about. And this is a ongoing battle for myself because, like I said, it's easy and it's so normal for us to talk about people. Um, I know me and my friends will get together and we will literally do people watching. You just sit outside and point out flaws of people who walk by. And it is a great way to pass the time. But is it really building the kingdom of God? And when we start to really when we start to really allow God to be in our lives, we have to hold ourselves accountable for every little thing that we do. So I'm not telling you not to have fun. And of course, there is a time and place amongst friends who are all understanding. We all have the ability to talk trash. But, of course, when you are just straight degrading someone, that needs to stop. Our community is struggling enough as is from external degradation. We don't need to tear each other down. We need to build each other up. So I challenge you to start to build each other up. Don't let the corruptive talk be what gauges your conversations. Let that light come through and pray for people and stop people in their tracks and say like, I don't want to hear that. But that takes a lot of self-discipline and a lot of determination to say I'm not going to be a part of the normal grain. Be set apart. Don't be afraid of it because I'm not. So if I have to stand alone and only have like a handful of people that I can talk to positive things about, then that's just what my life will end up being. But I know as long as I'm pleasing God and keeping Him first, that everything else is going to be all right. So you guys have a blessed day, and I will see you later.